Hi again. Welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who subscribed over the last 2 weeks.
I'm a star. I'm on top. Somebody bring me some ham.
It's really hard to get started on YouTube, and it's really hard to kind of gain a following. I know most of the people who subscribed are friends and family. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'm not out here for fame and fortune just yet. I'm mostly out here just to talk a little bit about my stuff and my life. Again, I really appreciate everyone subscribing. Today, I wanted to talk about how exactly I ended up starting a real estate business in 2020, kind of the things that led me to that decision. So up until earlier this year, I was working a 9 to 5 in New York City. I've been working in real estate and construction for about 7 years. So this job that I ended up at most recently was for a real estate developer that built multifamily residential properties all around New York, areas of New Jersey, as well as some in Washington, D.C. and North Virginia. So that job was pretty good for me. It fit my skill level. I got along with the people there. I was taking the subway every day. I was really living that midtown, working in New York office lifestyle. And honestly, it really worked for me, or at least I felt like it did. The money was very good and the stability was really nice. I knew that at the end of the week, I would have worked 40 hours and I would get a paycheck in my bank account. And that was honestly something I may have taken for granted a little bit. The next part of the story probably sounds a little familiar to a lot of people. I was just minding my own business, doing my job, doing everything. And then we start hearing about this weird virus that's going around. And is this a big deal? Probably not. I bet we're all fine. Cut to Governor Cuomo is shutting down most of the state, especially New York City. So suddenly we were all working from home. That went okay for about a month, but then New York City shut down all non-essential construction. And that impacted us directly because we were currently building apartment complexes. And so suddenly those projects were stopped. So once the threat of layoffs started coming in, my boss and I talked about it, but we kind of felt that my job would be safe. Again, cut to a couple of weeks later, and I find out I am going to be without a job starting in May 2020. Bear in mind, at this time, I was living just outside of New York City, and we were still getting reports of daily death totals that were over 700 people. So I'm watching that on the news every day. It was a really scary time, and now I was gonna be without a job. Because I was laid off, I knew I was going to be able to collect unemployment, but I still knew I was going to have to figure something else out. Honestly, I was pissed. Not at my boss, not even specifically at my company. I was pissed off at my stupid bad luck that I was one of those people that was gonna lose their job and not have anything to come back to because of something completely out of our control. So I decided to let that anger fuel something productive.
Good. Your hate has made you powerful.
The next week, I enrolled in real estate classes online. It's weird to think about how quickly it happened, but I knew that just with my history and who I am, if I slowed down in this time when things were really unsure and scary, I was gonna fall apart. So I did everything at a breakneck speed. So suddenly, I'm licensed. I went from commuting into New York City to work a 9 to 5 desk job on the 20th floor of a high-rise in Midtown to buying business cards and picking a brokerage and suddenly realizing that I was no longer working for somebody, I was working for myself. And that was terrifying. I've never been self-employed before. I've always had a W-2 job since I entered the workforce working at Build-A-Bear Workshop when I was 18. It's scary. It's really freaking scary to know that My success is my own, but my failure is also my own. I've been struggling with anxiety and depression since I was about 18. It's something that runs in my family. It's something that I'm very aware of, something that at this point in my life I have a pretty good handle on, but it's just a unique challenge that I have to face. But because of that, being self-employed is particularly difficult for me because I struggle a lot with staying motivated and being accountable to myself. One of the biggest issues that I deal with is I'm incredibly self-critical. I have that voice in my head telling me that I'm gonna fail, telling me that I should fail, that I don't deserve to succeed. And that voice is sometimes pretty loud.
You ruined everything, you stupid bitch. Sing with me. You ruined everything, you stupid. Yes, I deserve this.
So deciding to become self-employed and start my own business was not a gimme for me. It was something I really had to think a lot about, but I'm working really hard at it and I feel really good about what I've done so far. The best thing so far about working for myself is knowing that I'm not gonna get laid off. It feels really good to know that I will still have my job every morning that I wake up. That's a door that can't be closed for me. It's a door that may not always have something on the other side, but it's hugely comforting to know that my employment and my success can't be taken from me by people in a corporate office that have never met me. I'm no longer beholden to people in suits who don't even know me, to whom my salary is just a budget line item. The big statistic is that 80% of new agents don't make it out of their first year. Obviously, I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be really freaking successful. I want to have my own flipping show someday. I want my work to feel like it's something that I earned. I want it to feel like something that doesn't belong to a bunch of shareholders. I've always thought that I would love being a work from home person. And honestly, it's actually been pretty great. I love the work from home thing. I like being in my house. I like knowing where everything is. I like being able to not wear shoes. And best of all, my cats are here. I can't take my cats into the office.
Where do we go, folks? Use a what to cover the mouth? A what?
Say bandit!
How about
Ultimately, I don't really know if this is all gonna work out. There are a lot of days that I feel like I should probably just try to at the very least get a part-time job doing the kind of thing I used to be doing. But thus far, this opportunity to do something different has been unexpected, but it's been valuable. And I think I have to ride that out as long as I can. Being a new agent is incredibly intimidating. You're up against people who've been doing this for a really long time, who are perceived as so much more valuable because of their years of experience. But oh my God, I know that I can provide the kind of value for my clients that some people who have been in the industry for a really long time just don't do. I know that there are advantages to working with me that are unique to me and me alone. I'm really having to bet on myself.
You can bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on you can bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on it.
But ultimately, something that I said to my husband really early on was the only way I fail at this is if I don't try. I know I have the requisite knowledge. I know I have the work ethic. I know I have the people skills. I think people like me. Hope people like me, but I know I have all the raw materials that I need to make this work. It's going to be really challenging, and it's going to be challenging for probably a long time, but I want to be open about that. There's a lot of advice out there for new real estate agents that's all about getting your nose to the grindstone and really just committing with everything you have and being relentless and never letting up. And God, people are still promoting door knocking and literally just harassing people in their homes. Yes, still during a global pandemic. And I don't know, maybe those are techniques that I should be employing. Maybe I would be a lot more successful if I were more aggressive and less vulnerable. But it occurs to me that if I'm betting on myself, if I'm gonna own my success, I have to feel good about what I'm giving. And I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not pushy. I'm not gonna get up in your face and tell you, you absolutely need to purchase this house or you absolutely need to work with me. That's just not who I am. I'm just a person. You know, I'm just somebody trying to make a living. I really like working with people. I'm really organized. I happen to know a fair deal about kitchen remodels. The person that I am and the knowledge that I can provide is going to be valuable to my business. So I feel good about relying on that. That's not going to be every day. There are going to be a lot of days where this feels like a huge mistake, but right now I'm feeling confident. I mean, I made 2 YouTube videos. That's not too bad.
I mean, look at what I've accomplished. Do you see him? Do you think a depressed person could make this?
And as much as 2020 kicked my butt, and I probably shouldn't hope for 2021 to be any better. I mean, I did actually buy a planner for next year because I really want the universe to laugh at me for making plans and that thinking next year was going to be less of a dumpster fire. But maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be okay. Thank you for watching. Thanks for letting me ramble on a little bit about my life and how I ended up where I am. I like to think that my story is unique enough to provide some insight on why I am who I am, but it's also relatable. And I know it's a huge struggle this year to start something new, but I have a good feeling about it. And I hope that my YouTube channel continues to track my progress as I grow and learn and hopefully get out there and crush it next year, 2021. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! See this little Easter egg here? You can see when I filmed, so you can see if I cut this video together out of order because the time will change. Did you notice?